These AI cartoon videos are literally getting hundreds of thousands of views every single day on YouTube. Believe me or not, but people are making way more money with them than most high quality videos. And because they are short, engaging, and everyone wants to watch them, YouTube keeps recommending them to more and more people, resulting in getting more and more views. The best part, you don't need any animation skills to create them. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. I figured out a way that literally takes you less than 1 hour to create them. So without wasting any more time, let's begin with the video. Alright, here's what we'll be covering in this video. First, we'll come up with a simple story idea, then we'll use ChatGPT to create our characters and write a script. After that, we'll jump into OpenArt to generate all of our images and animations. We'll then create the narration using MiniMax, and finally we'll put everything together in a video editor. And it's a pretty straightforward workflow, and once you have done it, you'll be able to repeat it for as many stories as you want. And with that said, let's begin with the video. First, go ahead and click the first link in the description, and it's going to take you directly to OpenArt where you can sign up for free. Once you're in, the first step is to coming up with a story idea. Now, one mistake a lot of people make here is asking ChatGPT to do absolutely everything. While it can definitely create a story for you, but I think it's better to start with your own simple idea first. For example, our story could be something like 3 friends travel to colorful planets, solving puzzles, and helping each other while, learning about science and friendship. Now that we have our basic idea, the next thing we need to do is create our characters. So, open ChatGPT and switch over to image generation. Then write a prompt describing your main character. For my example, I'm creating 3 characters: Zippy the alien, Bolt the robot, and Noah the cat. I'll start by generating Zippy first. Once I'm happy with the results, I'll do the same thing for Bolt, and then I'll generate Noah as well. Now, don't worry if the first image isn't, exactly what you imagine. That's completely normal. Just make small changes to your prompt and generate another version of it until you're happy with the final look. Once you have generated all your character images, save them to somewhere on your computer because we'll need them in the next step. Now that we have our story idea and our characters ready, instead of writing everything ourselves, we are going to use a ChatGPT prompt that creates a complete scene-by-scene script for us. To make this even easier, I've already prepared a ChatGPT prompt that does most of the work for us. By the way, this prompt will be available in the description, so if you want to try out, you can do that. Instead of giving ChatGPT a simple sentence and hoping for the good result, this prompt tells exactly how the story should be structured. I'll paste the prompt into ChatGPT, and then all I need is to just replace the story idea section with my own idea. After replacing the story idea with mine, I'll just send the prompt and let ChatGPT generate the story. A few seconds later, you will get a complete story script step by step. Once you are happy with the story, we can move over to OpenArt. If you haven't already, make sure you have created your account using the link in the description, and once you're logged in, you'll land on the main dashboard. The first thing we are going to do is to create our reusable characters. Go over to the character section and you will be provided with some options. Here you may use whichever method you prefer and generate characters based on it, but because we have created our character images in ChatGPT, we are going to use the start from an image option. So choose start from an image and upload the image of your first character. I'll start with Zippy the alien. Once the image finishes uploading, give your character a simple name, so keep it short and easy to recognize. After that, let OpenArt process the image, and once it's finished, your first reusable character is ready. Now repeat the same process for the rest of your characters. I'll upload Bolt and then I'll upload Noah. When all of your characters have been created, you'll see them saved inside your character library. Now that we have our story and our characters ready, it's time to generate the scene. Head over to the image section in OpenArt, and this is where we'll create every single image that will eventually become part of our animation. The first one is the image prompt. This is the prompt we'll use to generate the actual scene, and the second prompt is the video prompt. We'll use that later when it's time to animate the image. Go back to the story ChatGPT generated earlier and then copy the visual section from the first scene. Paste it into the second prompt where it says scene, and then send it to ChatGPT. It just takes a few seconds again and you'll get both prompts. The image prompt focuses on the layout of the scene. It describes what's happening, where everything is placed, and how the overall composition should look like. The video prompt is different. Instead of describing how the characters look, it focuses on movement. Since we are already using the reference characters, there's no reason to describe their appearance again. Now let's jump back into OpenArt. Copy the image prompt first and paste it into the prompt box. You'll notice the prompt uses placeholders like 1, 2, and 3 instead of actual character names. This is where the characters we created earlier come in. Click on the characters option and add the matching characters to the scene. For example, if 1 is Zippy the alien, 2 Bolt the robot, and 3 Noah the cat, simply select those 3 saved characters from your library. Not every scene has to include all 3 characters, though some scenes might only use 1, while others might use 1 and 3. Just match the placeholders in the prompt with the correct saved characters before generating the image. This tells OpenArt exactly which character belonged to that scene while keeping their appearance consistent throughout the entire story. Once everything looks right, generate the image. If the result isn't exactly what you had in mind, don't settle for the first version, try generating another one or make the small change to the prompt. After you are happy with the first scene, repeat the same process for the rest of the story. Keep going until every scene in your story has its own image. Once you have finished generating all of your images, it's time to bring them to life. Open the video tab from the left side and make sure frame to video is selected. Inside here, select the start frame image for the first scene from the history. Now copy the video prompt that ChatGPT generated for this scene and paste it into the animation prompt box. You can then leave the end frame empty as we don't need it. For the animation model, I'll be using CDance 2.0. You'll notice there's a CDance 2.0 Mini. If you're just experimenting or testing different prompts, CDance 2.0 Mini is a great choice because that's quicker and uses a fewer credits. But when you're using to generate the final scene, I'd recommend using the full version of it because the mini model is not high quality. So for this tutorial, I'll stick with CDance 2.0. After selecting the model, review your settings one last time and start generating the animation. Depending on the length of the clip and how busy the servers are, it may take a few minutes to finish. Once it's done, play it back and see how it looks. If the character moves in a strange way or the camera isn't doing what you expected, don't be afraid and generate another version of it. That's normal part of the process. A couple of extra generations can make a big difference. Repeat this for every image until your entire story has been animated. Now that our scenes have been animated, the last thing we need is the narration. For this, I'll be using MiniMax AI. So go over to MiniMax website and create a free account. If you don't already have one, new accounts usually come up with 10,000 free credits, which is more than enough to try out the voice generation and create a few projects without spending anything. If you plan on making longer videos or uploading content regularly, you can always upgrade to one of their paid plans later for more credits and longer audio generations. Once you're logged in, choose the text to speech button. Now go back to the story ChatGPT generated earlier. You remember we had a voiceover section under each scene? That's exactly what we are going to use here. Copy the narration from the first scene and paste it into MiniMax. Before generating the audio, take a quick look at the available voices and choose one that matches the style of our story. If you're making a children's content, a friendly and energetic voice usually works really well. Generate the audio, listen to the result, and if you're happy with it, just download the file. Now repeat the same process for every remaining scene. Once you have finished, you will have everything you need. Now it's just a small matter of putting everything together. For editing, I'll be using Filmora because it's simple and easy to work with. That said, you don't have to use Filmora if you already have another editor like CapCut. Since we are only arranging clips and adding narrations, pretty much any basic video editor will just work fine because there's no advanced editing in this workflow. Create a project and import all of the animated scenes we generated in OpenArt. Next, import all the narration files from MiniMax. Start placing your scenes into the timeline in the same order as your story. Then drag the matching narration underneath each scene. Go through the timeline and make sure each clip starts at the right moment. After you have done, play the entire video from beginning to end. Once everything looks and sounds the way you want, choose your preferred resolution, export the video, and after a few minutes, your AI animated cartoon is ready.
Bolt and Nova. Today, they are flying across space to explore amazing planets and discover something new together. The friends find a beautiful planet, but the glowing bridge will not light up. They must solve a fun puzzle to keep exploring. Everyone uses their special skills. Zippy looks closely, Bolt searches for clues, and Nova finds hidden pieces with sharp eyes. Click! The puzzle is solved. The glowing bridge shines bright, and the friendly space creatures clap with big smiles. The creatures share a magical space crystal. It teaches the friends that every planet has wonderful surprises waiting to be discovered. The three friends wave goodbye as they board their spaceship. They fly toward another colorful planet, while stars sparkle around them.
And that's really all there's to it. If you find this video helpful, leave a like, comment below if you got any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.